Hello there, everybody. Welcome. We're back. Welcome to the Seekers Chronicles Paranormal Historians, where the history meets the paranormal. And we're here again to have a nice show.
Meets the chaos. It's episode 92.
92. Wow. That's great. That's
I know.
great.
I know.
92. So we I didn't have no paranormal stuff happen this weekend. I don't know about you. But I had a good weekend. I went away. I spent time in the Poconos. So I had a good weekend feeding deer, cleaning up my deck and my place and getting it ready. Getting ready for my party. I'm having my party in August. So try to get everything in order and clean last minute things and stuff. So
wait, what's in August? I'm just kidding.
August.
I'm just joking.
I'm going to be an old man. Mary Beth, feel better. She's not feeling good tonight.
Oh,
so,
no.
Yeah, she's not feeling good, so feel better. Tylenol doesn't help. No, we don't. So
no, it really isn't the greatest. Feel better.
We had what'd you do this week?
I was just gonna ask you about your weekend. You were in the Poconos, but you're also getting ready for something else this week.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna start packing. We got the Gettysburg Battlefield Bash this week. I'm leaving Thursday. Got my hotel room booked. We're gonna be there. Jetty's coming in on Friday, and we're gonna have a great time. I'm setting up all my Seekers, my Seekers Club paranormal stuff. I'm gonna be giving out also. Also, I'm gonna be definitely. I'm gonna have displays of my spiritual sketch art, and I'm going crazy because I don't know. I got so many pictures, and I don't have enough stands or room to put everything. So I was getting everything ready today. Tomorrow I'm going to pack the car, and I'm going to leave Thursday very early in the morning because it's a 5-hour trip for me, But I can't wait. We're going to have so many great people there.
I can't wait.
Yeah, and
it's going to be a good year. I'm always excited. I'm always excited, but then as it gets really close, it gets really exciting.
Yeah,
like a couple of days ahead, you're like, all right, here we are.
Yeah, well, we got 2 days, and
2 more
days for me, 3 for you, but we're gonna get
ish. Yeah,
ish. Well,
we'll see.
It's a fantastic time. I'm getting texts from so many people saying, "Hey, what are you doing? You're coming?" So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Always a good time there. Always a good time. Pam and Steve Barry do a great job in that place.
They do.
It's at the Eisenhower Hotel, and that's Eisenhower Hotel in Gettysburg. Mm-hmm. So we should have a good time there. And that place is haunted too.
It is. I can prove
go there, and Jenny gets a room. Of course, it's the most haunted room in the place. We didn't know it, and we had some great activity there. So yeah, I can't wait for that bash. Really.
For everybody who doesn't know what it's like to go to the Gettysburg Bash with Anthony, it's like this: me sitting in the back and everybody going, "Hey, yo, Anthony, what's up, Anthony? How you doing, Anthony?" And I'm like, "Hi."
Groups of women come and pull you away like 16-year-old girls, and they all go, hi. Then you disappear at the jewelry aisles. So what are you talking about?
All right. But still, everybody does know you're there. Everybody knows you're there. You got to see him. He's a big celebrity.
I've been around doing this a long time. So we're just waiting on the guests right now. So you're going to have to hear us talk.
Yeah.
It's going to be a little late tonight. So,
all good.
But,
okay.
What happened there? How come everything changed?
So what are you looking forward to the most at the bash this year?
What am I looking for the most?
Mm-hmm.
I like the after the bash. Because that's what makes this bash so great, because everybody hangs out afterwards and party, and it's like one big paranormal family. Everybody gets together and we party, and we sit there and there's music, and you know, it was a great time. Last year, Batman stripped in front of everybody. When Batman's out on the Batmobile, and all the women like ah. I'm like,
Oh
what
my
the hell is
God.
going on? But all had a good time. They have so many other things going on there. Celebrity. They got the celebrity. What is it? The bartenders, where
Yes.
where the bartenders are they all these different people, Dave Schrader and uh, everybody that's somebody in the they come and they bartend and they see who gets the most tips and that's who wins and the tip money goes to Wounded Warriors, which is a great thing.
It is. It is. Hey, you know what? I won one of the 50-50 raffles 2 years ago.
Oh, yeah, you did.
I
Yeah.
did. I did. So maybe I'll get lucky again this year.
Yeah, our guest just texted me. He's gonna be a little late. Yeah, he's having some car troubles. So when he gets home, he's gonna be, coming on. But yeah, so you're gonna have to hear us talk.
No big deal. We have lots to talk about, especially this guest and this place.
Gettysburg.
We've been really excited for this.
Yeah,
This
the
one.
guest. We're not going to tell you who he is because
No.
it's a place we've been always talking about. It's one of our most favorite places.
It's on the bingo card.
I'll just
We'll have
just
to
tell
tell
you,
him.
it's not the Shanley. No,
That's not the Shanley and it's not White Hill Mansion. It's
No,
the other
that-
place on the bingo card.
yeah.
And there's nothing about me that will give it away.
But I mean, the bash. You know what I'm looking for? The most happiest thing I always do at the bash
Well,
is when we have that big bonfire, smoking cigars.
I don't even
And
know how to
having a
smoke a
beer.
cigar. You can tell I've never smoked. I'm like, how do you hold it?
burning the sticks and hanging and bullshitting about our experiences or just BSing about everything. It's such a great event, and I enjoyed so much. I really do. I just can't wait.
I love meeting people in person whom I know only on Facebook or Instagram.
Yes.
Like you feel like you're friends, like you are friends. You are really friends. And then you're like, oh, now I know you in person, friends.
Yeah, that's what's awesome about that. It's like people, like you said, you just made them on Facebook, and now they come and it's like, and you like, I'm so and so, and they come up to me because I guess because of the the spiritual art or whatever, and because I've been up there, I've been going to Gettysburg Bash for I don't know how many years now. I've been going since the second one, and I've been there a long time. So you get to meet a lot of people, but on Facebook, it's funny. After every time I do an event, I get bombarded with friend requests from everybody. Yeah. And next thing you know, of course, I got to screen a lot of stuff because the one year you took everybody, and next thing I know, I'm being hacked. And then I lost everything on my thing. I lost everybody, and then I had to start a new account. Because my first account on Facebook was like for 2009, and I lost the account.
Oh no!
Yeah,
I know what you mean. Yeah, I try to look, and because I'm somebody who likes when people find me on Facebook or Instagram and send me a friend request. So many people are like, oh, all these friend requests. I'm like, yeah, do it. Like I love it. I love it. So,
well,
but you got to be careful. So what else you got? What else? Why don't we start at the end since we don't have our
since we last week, I guess we play my friend, our friend Mark's. He has a robot. He's actually building a robot for Paranormal. And Page, yeah. Uh-huh. So I'm going to play the two clips, the clip we played last week and the new clip. And I got the new clip from him. So here's the one from last week. It's only 32 seconds.
Yeah, no, it's
I
great.
think, I think this is really great.
Yeah,
This
I
is
mean,
gonna,
if you're
this
into
is,
innovations in the paranormal, our friend
yeah,
Mark DiNardo is,
mm,
he was a recent guest too, if you remember
yeah,
him.
like a couple of weeks ago too. And here's his the first clip, and then I'll play the second one.
Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Paige. Systems online. Let's see what's here.
That's an awesome clip. But the second one, you're going to see how a little more advanced he got with the second one. Look, and it's starting to shape into something. Watch this. So here's the second clip.
Page online and scanning. Mark identified. Magnetic anomaly detected.
Ah,
While you see how much is coming, and so that thing, he's going to have he's going to have one day like one of those drone, not a drone, the what do you call those robots that look like people? The oh, Android type of
yes.
robot. He's gonna have something coming in, and the eyes gonna glow and stuff. This guy is he's really good with all the
Yeah.
ideas he comes up with. He really is.
I think it's so cool. I mean, can you imagine someday we'll just be able to be like, Paige, do you detect any paranormal activity? Like,
That'd be good for me. I don't have to leave a seat then. I'll just sit there and say, "Hey, Paige, go down there. See if there's anything down there." Okay, come
what am
back.
I gonna do?
What's there?
I love it.
You know,
No, I
then
love it. It's so fantastic. It's so
in case you
innovative
do in some of these
and
situations, I can't put you
no,
out.
it's
Go down that hallway. I'm just going to wait here. I can't put you in that. No.
I would love for our guest to see that. Like, I wish that he had seen that because I feel like that could be cool.
Well, I just invited. We have a event going on in well, not an event, but a private investigation going on in October, and I just invited him. So hopefully he could do it.
I know what you're
Okay?
talking about.
I
Okay.
invited him and Paige.
Him and Paige, his girlfriend Paige.
I
Um,
called it Paige Bot.
I think that's so cool.
No, I
Yeah.
said, I say, yeah, you and Paige Bot.
It's pretty exciting. And September is like 2 months away. I was just thinking about that during the video. I'm like, it's like coming in September, and you're thinking, oh, that's so far away.
It's not.
Like, it's like a month and 2 weeks. you know, it's going so fast, for sure. So
If
we have,
anybody in the audience has any questions for us,
yeah,
you might as well just start asking them since we're waiting for our guests to come on. So if you have
yeah,
any
maybe
questions and stuff like that about paranormal, that's don't get
hey,
personally.
that's what we
You know,
do.
it's about the paranormal, no personal business because we're not like that. You know what I'm saying?
So the other day it was very nice. I was invited to be on a podcast with it's called Paranormal Tea Time with Nicole Chivitoni and Stephanie Smith from Full Moon Paranormal had me on Wednesday night. And I want to say thank you for that. And we had a fascinating conversation about the topic I'm going to be talking about in August at the Hollow, which is how we as investigators affect locations.
Mm-hmm.
So
I've seen that in locations where there was less stuff. Now there's more stuff going on in these locations.
right.
And
I would like to ask our guest tonight a little bit about that exactly. And I sent you a specific photo. You don't have to use it if you didn't have room, but there was a specific photo that made me think, oh, I'm going to have to ask him. you know?
For the guest.
Yeah. Because now every guest is going to be asked this question by me.
By you.
You
You
know,
gotta let me know which one it is.
it's going to be my new question. You think you know about my you know what question? My
We're
special
getting
question at
some
the end.
questions. Jenny, here we're getting some questions here. What did you do
Is it going to be like,
last week's episode?
yes, I did. Of course I did.
Mhm.
It was mind blowing. That
Well,
place was unbelievable. And when are we going?
when are we going?
Right?
We are going. Matter of fact, since we're next week, I'm going to be on Twisted Paranormal with Jeremy Cotter.
Ooh. Yeah.
So yeah, next week it's on a Wednesday night, 9:30. So if you
Nice.
guys want to come in, we'll
I'll be
talk
there.
about next Tuesday also. You know,
I love it. Yeah, no, I just thought we would start at the end since we're talking about ourselves
yeah.
first.
And
Um,
at the Hollow, we could talk about the Hollow too. I know
Yep.
it's in August 22nd. I will be giving a class, going sketching with the spirits, and I'm going to show basic drawing. Very basic techniques on the face, and then I'll have people sit down and meditate, and then I'm going to have them draw what comes to them or any kind of experience they had. So we'll see how that. I mean, that should be. We should be fun with that. And
oh yeah.
Madam Jenny over here has how many of 14, 15 different shops going on at the same
Stop
time?
it. Two.
Two.
Yeah, I'm doing a workshop. We're
Two.
building a small, device, and then I'm also giving that lecture right in a row. So sketching with the spirits, is that what you said?
Yeah, sketching with the spirits. I figured that'd be a decent name, and
It is good. It's better than sitting with the sketchy spirits.
yeah, drawing with
Hanging
the
with the
dull spirit.
sketchy spirits, because
The
we've
sketchy
definitely
spirit.
hung out with some sketchy spirits. In
We
fact,
don't know sketchy.
speaking of, you know what I'm going to say, because you always read my mind. Speaking of sketchy spirits, you just made a drawing of a very sketchy spirit that we came across at Benhurst.
Oh yeah, you know something? I didn't
Please
put that
share.
up there.
Please share.
We were at. You could tell the story, and then I'll.
Yeah. All right. So I'd love to. So we were at Penhurst a couple months ago in the Penhurst School in Pennsylvania, and Anthony and I were completely alone in one of these massive buildings. I mean, completely alone, just the two of us. Huge building. And silly blonde Jenny, accidentally turned her digital recorder on without realizing it. Well, that turned out to be a blessing in disguise, because when I went to check it to see where, whatever, how much I had left on it, whatever, I pressed play, and suddenly this guy started talking, and we were laughing so hard. He was like, I can't believe this. We thought that can't be real. It was such a clear EVP. He was like, I can't believe I got an effing word tonight. What the hell?
Yeah, he's complaining. So
We were laughing so hard. We're like, who is that?
I'm going to try to bring it up.
I love it. It was the funniest thing. Anthony and I were just laughing hysterically. Like, we just expected, maybe some whispers or nothing, that we got by accident. And it was just like, I can't believe I got to work.
I'll see if I could bring it. I don't know if you can see it on the screen. If not, I'll put it on. Can you
No.
know something? I'm going to try to bring it up on the download it on the.
But the cool thing is, just yesterday or the day before, whenever, just the last couple of days, Anthony drew him.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't get the impression at the time.
No, I had something similar coming to me, but this weekend I had time, and I really, some reason I cleared. It was I had a lot of time this weekend just to sit there and think too. And when I go to Pennsylvania, when I go to my place in PA, I kind of relax a lot, and you got a lot of stress going on and everything else in life. Yeah, everybody does.
Sure.
But when it, so what happened was I just I'm trying to put this up on the screen, and it just comes. I'm just sitting there, and Penhurst comes up, and the image of that area came up, and all of a sudden I just started thinking. Um, I was just thinking, like, why am I thinking this? It was just curious to me. But then it ended up that this image came up to me, and I heard the words that were actually said that night.
The bad words.
Yeah, and I started laughing. I'm like, is he coming to me now? So of course I got my pen out,
Funny.
and I drew him. So I'm trying to get him on. I'm sorry. I'm trying to do two things at once. I'm trying to talk.
No, it's just so funny. Like it just goes to show you. We talk about this on the show all the time.
Mhm.
It just goes to show you that sometimes the better thing to do is just be yourself, turn the recorder on,
Mhm.
and just hang out.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
this guy wasn't happy, so he wasn't happy
No.
to hang out.
It was just so funny
He
because
was
I
like,
don't think he was talking to us. I feel like he
"No,
was just
I got to F work tonight.
Yeah.
And then, a couple other words. And I'm like, and we're listening to it when you play the playback. And it was like, we were laughing. It was like, why was this guy,
Who is
and he
that?
wasn't, I don't think he was really talking to us.
No. I think he was just
complaining.
complaining that he had to work.
So this is the image I came up with. Okay.
Yeah, that looks like he sounded.
The worker is bald, his blue eyes and black beard.
That's
and
so different than anything you've ever drawn.
See, that's the hallway too. Yeah, I have put the chair back there because you remember the chair that was down that hallway?
Sure,
Somebody
I
put
do.
the
I
chair in the
went
middle of
running
the
towards
hallway.
it, and you told me to stop.
Yeah, because there was somebody down there that wasn't nice.
He was
It might
protecting
have
me.
been him. I don't know if it was him or not. But when I have a feeling, and I don't have a good feeling about something, if I'm with people, I just tell them, don't go there. Just, back off with stuff. Not everybody listens, and then they get a scratch or something, and then they go, like,
Yeah.
oh. But, if I have a bad feeling about something, I'm not going to let people get hurt. That's that's
No,
my,
of course not. Usually with me, he's like, you go first. Go. No, I'm kidding.
I would never sick you in anywhere that's dangerous.
No, of course not. No,
I'd rather go myself, and I have. I mean, I've been in locations, where now it's a little harder for me because of my knee and my back the last couple of years. But I used to crawl into little spaces by myself, and
now he lifts me into him.
And well, you're littler than me. No, but I used to crawl in. I was always the first in, first and last out. I was always that kind of person.
No, I am too. I love it.
I'm more of a protector over people.
No.
That's what I do. I protect people.
Of course. No, it's true. When I was like, because me, I was like, ooh, dark hallway. I'm out of here. I'm going. And you were like, no, you're not. But I did listen to you for once.
But yeah, you for once you listen. Yeah, I mean it's not. I try to protect everybody.
He is a
I
great
put myself in a
protector.
situation and put anybody else in there.
Posting that. He is a great. I agree with that. And that's a really now. I like this. He looks tired and sad. He did seem tired in the EVP. Yeah. Now, I try not to read into EVPs because goodness knows, right? But he did seem like, I can't believe I got to work another night. Like, it's too much. Yeah.
Remember, it was a hospital, too. And it was a
that's
school.
right.
And you don't know. In hospitals, these workers sometimes have to stay extra time. And, I don't know if he was a nurse. I know he's a worker. He was unhappy, and he was down that hallway. That's the hallway I told you not to go down at the beginning by yourself. I know. So maybe that's
we ended up going down it. Yeah, but it was so funny.
Yeah, and this guy just came up. That's but that's how my drawings come to me. Sometimes I'm just
It's
at
so
the moment
good.
I don't draw it, and then all of a sudden it'll come to me, or I'll see a picture of a location, and you're like, oh wow, and then I'll draw the picture of it. That's how I do it. It's people think, oh, you go in and you take your pen and draw. First of all, we're in a place that you can't see nothing in front of your face.
No.
So to take a pencil and paper out to draw, it's not going to be great. And
Or
even
sit down, or
yeah,
even, or like, stand, like you're not comfortable.
mm-hmm. It's not like we go from a dark area to a light area. We go from
Right.
one dark area to a darker area, into a darker area, into a dark, wet area, into a dark, wet, smelly area, I mean, when we do investigations, we're all over the place. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. It's not like you're like, let me sit at this desk here and draw with this paper and pen someone left out for me.
Well,
It's like, yeah, it's not like that at all.
since
Yep.
the guest is not here yet, so I'm going to start asking you questions. What's the best EVP you ever got?
It's so subjective because it doesn't have to be a long one. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I can think of a couple. One that comes to mind is at Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum, because it was so meaningful. About 5 o'clock in the morning in the recovery area for the lobotomy recovery area, we were asking what it was like what was it like for you here? And I got the most profound EVP. It was, I got better. I really got better. And I thought, it still gives me chills because I think we think of that place as so horrible, because it was in a lot of ways, right? Like horrible things happen. But we forget that some people, people got treatment who desperately needed treatment. There were people who were suffering badly, and got some degree of treatment, right? Like even a little bit better was better. So, and we always think of the negative. So for me, it was so profound because it was a positive EVP at a very difficult place. And it was just like I said, a full sentence. I got better. I really got better.
Yeah. I mean, the Trans-Allegheny, like you said, there were people that are getting better there. And remember, before it was the Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum, they had, it was there for the soldiers for the Revolutionary War and everything too. And there was a whole section for soldiers.
Right.
And so it wasn't just, the lobotomy was very bad there, no?
Yeah, lobotomy. They go through your eye, like it's just on your, like it's a surgery on your frontal lobe. Yeah, but you just don't think of that, right? Like we have this sensationalism in the paranormal, right? Of like everything so negative and so bad. And I just thought that was so profound. So that's one of my favorite EVPs. And I think our guest is here. So that's my favorite EVP. You don't get the rest.
Okay, we're going to announce our guest.
Sure.
So, go ahead, Jenny.
Okay. Tonight, we're so happy to have our friend, the owner of the very haunted Hinsdale House, which I am representing with my t-shirt tonight, our friend, Mr. Dan Klass. Welcome, Dan.
Hey. What's up?
How are you?
Oh, just having one of those days.
Yeah. We all go through that.
You had what we had. I was like, we have more than enough time. My wife's making homemade macaroni and cheese, and then she's, can you go pick up Athena, my son's girlfriend? And I'm like, yeah. And I figure I'd come home, have some macaroni and cheese, jump on the podcast. And my other daughter called. She's like, Dad, I have a pop tire. Can you come help me? And I got the stuff, went to go get the the jack and the tire iron and stuff like that, because I hate using those ones that come with the cars, because they just suck, And then the caps on her car have these chrome caps on them or something like that.
Oh yeah.
And I was having a hell of a time getting off. But I'll tell you what, this guy pulled over. He had like a power jack in his car, and oh my God, it made it so much easier at the end just to zip those on and off of there. And comes to find out that he owns land in Hinsdale, and we're kind of
No.
like neighbors down there. And he took my card and he's gonna come have a tour. He's like, we've been talking about having a tour. I go, well, now you got a free one, so come on down.
Wait,
Awesome.
what? That's so crazy. Does that kind of stuff happen to you a lot?
It's weird, like it's like just the coincidences. Like this guy just pulled over and he happens to have 75 acres of hunting land down in Hinsdale, and he hunts, and he's talking about the Hinsdale house. It's like, well, you're helping the owner right now, so
That's crazy.
And he's talking about your play. That's awesome. That's awesome.
I mean, just to even heard of it is amazing. But yeah, you are a great dad. And let's start at the beginning. It's not a bad week because it's your birthday week. So happy birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
So that's fantastic.
Appreciate it.
No, of course.
Sunday was your birthday.
Made it to the big 5-0.
5-0.
Well, it's not so bad. Your 50s are pretty good.
No, I feel good.
Good. I'm glad. No, it's good. I think we talked about last time I saw you. I think I saw you at the Ritz Theater last in New Jersey. We were talking about being summer birthdays, cancers. My fellow Cancerian.
A lot of good cancers.
Yeah, for sure.
We're very caring people.
That's right. That's right.
I guess I'm not caring. I'm a Leo.
No, you're a Leo. You just want to boss everybody around. No, I'm kidding.
Hey,
So-
you listen or you don't. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey, it could be. You can have your brains on the contract or your signature. You know what I'm saying? You got no choice.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. How are things at the house?
Busy. I mean, we're very busy. Trying to like do a lot of little side projects in between the guests coming, and we are booked solid like through. I think we have 3 days open in October in the middle of the week, 14th, 15th, and 16th, and then booking into November and December right now. And I think the 14th and 15th are booked because I just got one of the girls that was at the house last night because I was doing a tour, and then they spent the night there. Asked me today if I would marry her and her fiance on the 14th, and they're going to rent the house out on the 14th and 15th, and they want to get married up by the Giving Tree. So I'm like, yeah, let's do it. She goes, how much do you charge to marry people? I go, if you rent the house, it's included.
Yeah,
So we'll do it.
So.
We'll do it up. That'll be their wedding gift.
Awesome. I mean, I did have experience there.
You know, I got ordained to yeah, you could.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
I got ordained to marry my nephew, and now it's coming in handy, I guess.
Yeah. I've been ordained years ago. I never used it. I have been about 8 years already.
Can you imagine Anthony marrying somebody? Hey, yo, do you? All right.
You take her, you do or you don't. Hey, that's it. You know? So
maybe you just have to come up with a gimmick, do like an Elvis thing or something.
There you go.
Oh yeah,
like,
with his hair, what am I going to do with Elvis? It's not going to be Elvis here.
The Godfather marrying you.
Yeah,
that's funny.
There you go.
So, I did have a little thing going on there. My 55th birthday, we had it right there.
Oh.
Of course, the cake was gone by the time I got the pictures taken. And of course, they had to buy me a crown. For my 55th birthday, I had at the Hinsdale house.
It was a pretty crown.
Yeah, it was a pretty crown. You know, I had to cover my bald spot, you know, from all that wind.
That is so cool. I did not know that about you, Anthony, that you had your birthday party there.
There's so much you don't know about me, Jenny. You know, I've been around a long time.
So much to learn.
Years.
Oh my goodness. What a nice thing by the tree. I hope I'm gonna like do a little for the weather. I hope the weather's good and it's a beautiful fall day for the wedding there because that's such a beautiful tree.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think it'll be good, and if not, we could always do it inside. So
yeah.
Well, so since we do history, can you give to the audience that don't know, because we have a audience for people from around the whole country, and some we also out. We got people from Japan and everything else on. So, could you give a little bit of history of the house to them? Of the Hinsdale
Yeah,
house?
yeah, sure. So, I mean, the Hinsdale house became pretty famous back in the 1970s. I think it's more famous today. There was a family that had moved in there in 1970 and stayed till 1974, April 1974, that started having poltergeist activity, all different types of things like doors opening and shutting. They're seeing creatures and beings that they can't explain, UFOs, aliens. All this stuff happened in this family. And this is before the movie The Exorcist came out. They got a priest involved through the Olean Times Herald and the Buffalo News from St. Bonaventure University. He came to the house and did a mass and a blessing, and whatever was there was still ramping up after he did that. So he got the okay from the Vatican to perform a structural cleansing exorcism of the location. And in April of 74, they performed that structural exorcism in the living room with a film crew and a famous psychic, Alex Tanis. And it didn't work. They said the whole house shook for like 20 seconds and it was cleared and then came back full force, and they were basically chased out of the location. They lost all their money they put into it, and families moved in and out of there until 1986. And then it was vacant until I purchased it and started fixing it up, and been using it as a paranormal research center and having teams and other people coming to help investigate it and come up with evidence that we can put together and kind of map it together to try to come up with the truths and folklores and try to put the we've been able to do a lot with it since we've owned it. So we've discovered things that we didn't know were there. We've corrected the history on it from when I first got it. So I mean it's like a big open book.
Yeah. That place is awesome. We talk about the place a lot on this show.
We do.
That's one of our favorite places, and we always talking about the Hinsdale house, and that one. My worst experience ever at the paranormal was there.
Yes.
Yeah. I think I showed you the picture and everything on that.
Yeah. Well, we have some of your art on the wall too.
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
It's right at the bottom of the stairs. Every time I
Right
go,
there.
I see it.
Yeah. So yeah, I seen her standing on these stairs,
Yeah.
and the woman that was in charge that time when we were there, she actually, when I gave her the picture, she sent me this picture, and you can see some shadow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was just taken with a Canon, regular Canon camera, no flash. That's right into Laura's bedroom. And when I took that picture and I showed Clara that picture, Clara Dandy Miller, I took it, and she lives in Florence, Oregon now, and she immediately said that's my daughter, Laura. So and that was right in front of her bedroom.
Oh.
So this could be Laura.
Could be.
She looks kind of pissed. She looked pissed at us that night.
Is the age about right? Yeah.
Well, she died older. She died, and I think she was like 28 or 29 years old, maybe 30.
Okay.
But when people see her at the house, she's coming back as a child, like a younger child, like at the age she would have been when she lived there, when all the stuff was happening to her. So,
Yeah. Okay.
So that would be about right.
She also,
like 6, 7.
yeah, she also, she kind of had, I think she had gifts as well, because she predicted her own death. And it was kind of, she was the one that was affected most at that house. And I said to Claire, I said, why would she want to come back here? And she said she wouldn't tell me why, but she said she knows why she would. And also her son Michael died too a few years back, and he started popping up at the house too. Like his name started coming through EVPs and spirit boxes, and and she said, yeah, he would probably go back to see her. So,
wow, his room was on the first floor, right by the kitchen.
Yeah. Yeah, he experienced a lot of stuff there as a kid as well. Shadow figures, things flying off the shelf, and hitting him while he's sleeping. So I mean, there's not a room in the house where there hasn't been activity captured. You know, have been trying to document that for years. So
Yeah,
That's interesting because the last time I was there, I slept in that room alone in the house. Actually, everybody left me, so there I was in that room in particular, and I kept hearing like click, like something was like hitting the wall or something. And you said
right,
things thrown kind of thing. It sounded like
yeah,
almost like that. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
well, I
Um,
mean, the upstairs is very active. I sat in the kitchen one night. Everybody was conked out, and I just sat there the one night, and you could hear running back and forth upstairs and giggling. And I walk up the stairs, sneaking up the stairs. As soon as I got to the top step, it all stopped.
yeah,
And then as I turned, I went and looked around, nothing, and I went back down the stairs. As I was going back, I was in the middle of the staircase. I could hear them giggling upstairs. And I'm like, I said, and as I turned around, I said, "You think that's funny?" And they just giggled, and I went back up to check, nothing. Then I went back down, and yeah, that you could hear disembodied voices all over that place. It's amazing.
yeah. Oh yeah, even on the outside of the house as well, you're hearing it.
Right.
Yeah, that's
I,
Mary Beth. That
yeah,
that is
it's a good
something that
point.
definitely we've thought about. Like that was one of the first things that I thought about when the Catholic exorcism, structural exorcism, or cleansing didn't work. I said, well, what about other types of religions? So throughout the years, we've been bringing in healers, different lay people, different
Smart.
religions. I'm open to anybody. You know, I don't have any prejudice against any religion or whatnot. So we've had witches, we've had shamans, we've had other priests from different religions, Buddhist monk even that have come and put their positive blessings on the location, and it seems to have lightened it up a lot. We get a lot more geared towards positive interaction than we do negative. It was all when I first bought it, it was a very negative vibe, and people seem to focus on the negative aspects of the location. But I also feel like in the 70s, it was you're either dealing with angels or demons, right? One or the
Right.
other.
Right.
That's all they knew back then. It was a very Catholic Christianity based system back
Yeah.
then. So, you know I think it's a lot different today. What we know today and how we deal with things are a lot different than what we did back then. So I think I don't know. I feel like we're on the right path though, because every time we do something and it feels right, it feels like another puzzle piece gets given to us, and we figure something else out that we didn't know before. And there was another person that asked if I lived there. No, I
Yes.
don't live there. I wasn't. I wouldn't live there. I don't think I could live there. You know, I
Mm.
purchased the house because of how active it was when I investigated there with my team, and I was kind of drawn to the location, and it was just going to be another situation where a location gets torn down. It had a wrecking ball date, and I did not want to see that happen with the location. And I basically emptied my bank account with my wife's permission to put a deposit down on this house to try to save it. And it's been miraculous how it's come to fruition and how it is today, based on a guy that purchased it and had no money to fix it up. So
Yeah.
It's incredible.
I remember my
I mean,
first
what
time
a
going
nice
there.
wife. What a nice wife. Sure, go for it.
My first time there, the door
We have so
opened
many
up,
questions for you.
and the front door. That's before you guys got it fixed. I think you put
Yeah.
a new door like a year later. And that's this is a picture of the door opened. You know, we didn't get
oh
it
wow,
open, and I locked the door. I physically you had that little lock or something. I locked the
yeah,
door,
yeah,
and we're all sitting there, and we heard click, and I didn't see it personally, but two guys on my team, my friend Joey, Giuseppe, and my friend Joey, and they seen the door physically open, and you could hear it go and open slowly. So we all jumped up. I jumped up with my camera and ran out, and you got that spotlight in front of the building.
Yeah.
The spotlight was not on, so I ran
So
out there.
nobody was there that physically interacted with the spotlight.
Yes,
Right. It's
nothing.
like a motion sensor light, right? That I
Yep, yep.
remember.
Mhm.
Okay.
I jumped up and
So
we ran out, and we all ran. I went out. I was the first one out, and we all went around the building and looking around and stuff. There was nothing there because, you know, at that time, they still do it, but kids come down
Oh,
at
yeah.
nighttime and they try to come in, and they want. We had kids coming up that time and we say, no, you're not coming in, you know. But we thought it might have been one of the kids, but you had to physically. So to me, maybe something from the inside opened the door.
It had to have been, because you can't unlock it from the outside.
Mm-hmm. So I think it was somebody just clicked the door and opened it, and
That's
it was
crazy.
from the inside. Because we also got this. I got this a couple hours before. In the back there, we were getting a fog, and we had the chair there, and the fog was like all around that chair. I don't know if that has to do with anything, but that was like a couple hours before that. It was a chair in the back and in the fog. Remember, I'm doing this. This is when we went.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah, you should see it now.
2016. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then lockdown came, and it was a month after us.
Yep.
And the door opened up for them also. And I'm sitting there watching. I'm like, whoa, the door opened up for them too. So it was like, to us, it was like a verification that something is opening that door. So it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool for us.
Yeah, there would be times. That's why we had to get the door fixed, because there would be times where we'd lock that, and this is before we put the metal grates in front of it. We would leave, lock, come back the next day, and the door would be wide open. You know, like and it wasn't people breaking in. I mean, there were people breaking in at the beginning, but I think that it's not so much anymore. You know, we haven't had anything, knock on wood, like that happen in a few years since somebody threw a rock through the window. But that was
no.
haven't had anything bad happen in years. So
Oh, that's good.
I think we're part of the community now, and people realize that it's a tourist attraction now, and you know, people are coming down that road all the time just to take a peek at it. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. For sure. It's funny because I always lock that door too. I believe you about locking the door because, you know, when we take the tour, when you go there, you're told, like, make sure you lock the door because sometimes people do walk down, you know, and I was by myself there. So forget it. I was making sure that door was locked. You know, now you got me thinking it's going to open anyway. Great.
Has it opened since then? Because I remember when you put the door, and I've been there quite a few times after that, and I always have a camera on that door. That's what I'm trying to get it, you know.
So we have the double, like that double bolt lock on it now. Right. So it's not. We really don't have that happening. And then, but we were also having an issue with the bathroom door. Can you imagine sitting there doing your business, and then all of a sudden the basement door? Because for anybody that doesn't know, the door to get to the basement is in the bathroom. So can you imagine sitting there doing your business, and all of a sudden the door just is opening up next to you, next when you're sitting on the toilet, and you're like, oh crap. So we had to like put a double lock on the door for the basement too, because somebody was in there screwing with people when they're going to the bathroom or taking a shower, you know, like, hello.
Oh, that's funny. And that's what you think. Let's be honest. When you go into that bathroom, you think, oh, please don't let that door open. Right.
Well,
you're like, not now. Not now.
I've renovated the bathroom. I don't know when the last time you guys were there, but remember there was a tub there, and then the toilet was like sitting right next to the door. So we moved the toilet facing, so you can watch it now. You can watch the door open as you're doing your business.
Yeah, no, I
noticed it. The first time I went there, I'm sitting there, saying my prayers, and somebody was knocking on that freaking door.
Oh, no way.
Next to me. I'm like, oh, who's down there? And I was trying to like, who's down there? Hey, let me finish. Let me go. Come on. You know, and it was like something was knocking on that door. Like, and it was like 3 knocks. Like that.
Oh, like banging.
Banging. I'm like, damn. And I knew all my people were. I'm thinking, okay, maybe Dan has some bodies down there I don't know about. You know?
Well, I mean, that's a theory, you know. I mean, there are stories about these gentlemen that lived there and were killing and murdering people and storing their bodies in the basement and in the crawl space, and then, you know, burying them outside after the winter thaw. So, I mean, I've had so many EVPs down there where it said, help find me I'm buried, stuff like that. Psychics have said that there's bodies buried right on the other side of the wall of the house, which has come true. It's come true with the investigations that we've been doing. We found burial shafts out on the right side of the pond now. If anybody has seen the new Death Walker episode that just came out yesterday, it's all on Tubi for free. We have a special on the Hinsdale house, and it also has Clara in it. We had her do a phone interview from Florence on the show. So she's actually got back involved and got to put her 2 cents in and help Nick and Tessa when they were doing the investigation there. But yeah, we uncovered burial shafts there. And then we also uncovered a new mound that we didn't know was there right in front of the pond on the other side of the house, where everybody keeps saying, oh, there's bodies buried on the other side of the house. So we have 2 spots on the property now that have burial shafts. And the one that's on right outside the basement, where the basement is more like a mound, like 4 or 5 bodies, they said, that are all in the same area. So probably Native American, I would think.
Right. That's what I was going to say.
They're at the place.
So you're talking about different than by the pond that you found.
Yeah, this is completely different. So this is 2 separate locations.
Oh my gosh, that's a lot. You're right.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean,
wow.
I feel that
I love it.
Activity you have comes from the land, and some of it settles into the house. But I mean, I had so much stuff happen to me outside. The one time we were there, and we had a fire. We had the bonfire going in the back. That's when you had the old skids. We used to burning the skids in the back there, and the fire was going. So it was late. So I went out there, and I was a scoutmaster for years, so I know how to put out a fire. So you know how to do it. So I go in there and I pour water on it, and I stir it in there. I got the water going. And you see the steam coming up, and you could still always get a spark from something. So I waited, then I poured more on it, and it became like a mud pie. And I stirred it up, and so like 45 minutes later, I look. Everybody's see. I always stayed up all night long because I always thought I was going to miss something, and I start seeing like out there. I was sitting in the kitchen. And out the window, I see like a light going. I was like, what's going on? So I go over there, and the fire was going. I'm like, no way. So I had a bucket. I filled it up again. I said, maybe I missed something. I said, no. So I went out there, poured it on, started doing it again. All of a sudden, I hear coming through the wooded area, not down the path, but coming through the wood. Somebody go, ah, like that. And I'm like, what the hell? I said, it's like 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm here by myself. Everybody's conked out. And I'm not so much afraid of ghosts, but you have coyotes out there, you have bears. It didn't sound like any of those things, but I didn't want to take a chance. So I ran back inside the place, locked the door, and I'm looking through the kitchen window. There was nothing there. So I'm like, okay, I think it's, maybe it's time to go to sleep or something. It's like 5 o'clock in the morning. The sun was coming up like in another hour. And it was like, but yeah, something coming, it sounded like somebody like running through the brush area at me.
Really?
And, yeah, that was crazy. Yeah.
Wow.
I had somebody with me too that night. Well, before that, they went up the path, and they got some sayings, and we couldn't understand what it was. And she played it to her friend that was a Native American, and it actually said something like exactly I want to say, like rebirth or birth, something like that in the native language.
Wow.
And they understood it. We didn't know what it was saying, but it says rebirth or something like that, which we thought was interesting, but because she got an EVP, so that was interesting. Yeah. The place is.
I feel like the outside of that house, to me, like the house completely pales compared to the outside. like that. I get so much more activity outside. I mean, I've had like so many times just someone talking in my ear outside, like just whisper right in your ear. You can almost feel the tickle, just speaking to you. And I
Mhm.
couldn't understand it either. So now I didn't think of that. That's a good point. Could have been,
You know,
Yeah,
it
no,
sounded
I
more
hear
like
you.
noises. So it could be a native language, like with a lot of K's. It was like "K," like that, like strange. But yeah,
yeah, it's interesting though, that place. So I thought it was very cool that when you bought the place, because you bought it was active, and you actually shared it with the paranormal community to come in and do, you know, what you know what we do, investigate it and get the information. That's what I thought was very back then when I first went there. It wasn't a lot of people didn't do that. They had activity in the locations, but they didn't always bring people in or whatever. And you just like right there, boom, opened it up for everybody. One to few
Yeah.
at that time.
Well, I mean, we had to definitely take some, some of the first things we had to do were get rid of the bees. Were you there when the bees were there
I remember the
originally?
bees.
In Mary's room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Clara talked about these bees. I mean, what the first day that she was supposed to be moving in 1970, the house was infested with bees, and they had to bring an exterminator out to get the bees out of the house so they could start moving in. And I feel like this colony, this hive or whatever you want to call it, had been there for years and years and years, and nobody ever got it taken care of the right way. It was around they estimated around 500,000 honeybees in the floorboards of Mary's room. The honeycombs were about 4 to 5 foot long into the floorboards. We actually had to cut the boards out to get that stuff out of there because you need to remove all that or else they come back or other critters can come back. So you have to do it the right way.
Mhm.
And of course, we didn't want to kill them. They're honeybees. That's
Yes.
much needed. So we had a bee farmers come out and get them. And there's actually, the colony is still living. So it's well, they're probably all dead by now, but I mean, they rejuvenate themselves every year, and they're out on Route 16, about 15, 20 minutes down the road, so people can get haunted Hinsdale honey from them now too.
Get haunted honey.
Haunted honey.
Haunted honey. What kind of tea? What do you want your tea? Can I have some haunted honey tonight?
Yes, make a
Hinsdale
little piece too.
haunted honey. Yeah. Triple H.
I wonder why when I posted that in the chat, did it post 4 times for you guys what I wrote? In the chat, somebody asked about tours and asked how long the
Right.
tours were. And
Right.
did I post it 4 times
No,
when I
no,
responded
I
to it?
think so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Because
there's a couple times in there. 1, 2, 3, 4. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but it happens.
weird.
It
I only
happens 3
I only
times when
pressed
I
enter
post.
once.
So who knows? Who knows? So have you ever done a podcast from the house?
I have done a couple, yes. I'm
Okay.
doing one in October. I'm going to be doing one in October with a
Okay.
podcast there. But yeah,
I
at the
only
beginning it was tough, but we have done a couple, yeah.
Okay.
I
I just
guess-
asked because we had Ed from Sweet Home on, and during the podcast we had activity, which was just amazing. Like which happens a lot more than
Yeah.
you think.
The lights were
Right? More than
blinking
you
on
think.
us. His fish were going nuts and everything. His dog was
Oh
going
yeah,
crazy.
like the lights
Yeah.
were going on and off. Like it was wild.
The one podcast I had done there, you could hear like thumping on the stairs because I was sitting in the kitchen and the stairs were behind me, and you could hear like somebody going up and down the stairs, and they were like, "Do you hear that knocking?" I'm like, "Yeah." Should I turn around?
Yeah.
Like,
You're
you
like,
want to
yeah,
continue the podcast or so
That's
right.
awesome.
Let's keep going. Exactly.
Yeah.
But no, just curious if you ever had any live activity on it because that was such an interesting experience with Ed. It got so bad, actually. It kept happening. We finally were like, all right, get out. Just go outside or something. It was really like, the dog got a little upset.
I mean,
so
we
were like,
do have cameras there that we stream.
Yes.
Maybe not for podcasts, but we do the camera streams on my YouTube and when we have time or on my Patreon. But when it's busy and we have people there every night, it's hard to have an open day to do it. Might be during the daytime or something like that. But we've captured so many different things. Is there a way I can share a picture?
Mm-hmm.
Image file? Let me see. Oh, hold on. Hold. Desktop.
Send it to me. Maybe I'll try to bring it up if you can.
So
Let's
it's
see.
been a little while now that you've had that. A couple of years now.
Can I can you
Oh, you
add
got
that
something
to?
on? Okay, hold on.
So this was when we were when we were first streaming at the house, the first day that we ever had access to be able to stream, because it's in the middle of nowhere and we had no service. And finally, I had satellite internet service, and we were able to stream. It was like, remember when you had cell phones? It was like there was peak time, off peak time. You could get free calls between 7 p.m. and 7 a.m. or what. It was the same way with the satellite when I first did it. So I was like, that's fine, because I'd rather stream at night anyway. And part of me wanting to get the information on the house out was, let's stream this. And we had this streaming live on paranormalwarehouse.com, and we had a couple thousand people watching at one point. And everybody's like, why are we watching an empty room? Like lots of questions. And I'm in there being able to answer questions about the house and told them that it's a live investigation. And it was probably like 1 or 2 in the morning, and I fell asleep on my couch, and then all of a sudden my phone started blowing up, and everybody started sending me these pictures of the shadow coming in from the front door.
Yeah.
And this is the type of stuff that we capture, like when we have these cameras running 24/7 and we go through. The best thing is having all these different eyes on it. Because I'll tell you what, as a paranormal investigator, that's the thing I hate the most, is setting up that DVR system and then having to go back and review all that footage. And you only have your eyes on it, or maybe a team member's. But in cases like this, we had 465 people watching, see a shadow figure appear at the Hinsdale house when nobody was there. And how do you think the buzz is after that? Everybody's talking about it. It's a side by side. Yeah, it's a side by side of the where it wasn't there and it was there. So I mean, we just put it.
That's great.
I mean, it's clearly right there. I mean, I
I remember when you first started the warehouse. I think we were doing an investigation, and you just started them. And he goes, "Can we watch? Can you go through the watch you guys?" And yeah, sure. That's when you first got it.
Yeah, because we do offer that too. Like if teams want to stream when they're there too. I mean, I can link it to my YouTube, and I have 50,000 followers on YouTube, so we can stream. If people wanted to stream while they're there, we can do that for them too. Yeah,
I mean, it's great. I know where you are, because that's the door right there that opened up on us.
Yeah, exactly. And that's Mike's bedroom right behind there.
Yeah, right there. We had somebody sleeping in there. We have people upstairs. I was down here. I was sitting in one of the chairs here, and that's when I always go and sit in the chair in the dark by myself and just listen. In what we did one time with the place is that I feel the house comes alive when a lot of people are not there, when people aren't there. And did you just put something else up?
Yeah, whenever you want to talk about something else that's really cool, we can show this picture too.
What we did was we put all our cameras in, because at the time I had the DVR cameras. I had 4 cameras, one each room upstairs. We swung them through the windows and through the windows into the kitchen, into the back room. We had hundreds of feet of this wire all over the place.
Yep.
We had actually outside a tent. My guy Giuseppe had a 12 by 12 tent. The canopy type of things with the zip cam so we had that outside with the equipment, and we were watching the monitor outside, and we were doing all that. And then what I did was I had a wireless microphone. I put a PA. I put a what do you call it? The PA system. I just went blank. It's a senior citizen moment. I put a speaker up there upstairs.
A recorder?
With wireless mic. No, not even recorded.
Okay.
A speaker.
Just like a speaker.
And I put a wireless mic. And I was outside with the wireless mic. We put the speaker up there. and we had recorders all over the place, and of course we had cameras. And I'm starting to talk and starting to ask questions. And I said, can you show me how to get out of here? Can you show me how to get out of here? And I say, can you show me how to get out? And hit on a window or something so we could get out of here. And was one of my teammates was in the front, Joey and his son, and something started knocking on the window in front of the building, and on the second floor, by that bed that's on the second floor was that the window right next to that bed. And but I didn't hear it because I was in back of the building. So he comes around and goes, "Who's in the building that's knocking on our front window?" So are you kidding me? I just asked them to knock on the window to show me how to get out, and they were knocking on that window because I had the PA,
Wow.
the speaker by Mary's room. I had it up there, and I was asking questions. It's like, can you talk to me, or can you show me how to get out of here? I'm new here, and I was trying to come up with different things that they thought I was a spirit too. Of course they probably know better. But
no, it's a great experiment. I love that experiment.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's really cool.
We had obelisks going off, and we had the one, and the obelisk, one obelisk was talking to the other obelisk, conversation, yeah. And it was weird how the conversation went back and forth on the obelisks, two obelisks. I feel that the house comes alive when less people are there. And this live streaming you have now, I think it's a fantastic idea.
I agree.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's I have a partner. Her name's Vicky. She's from California, but she lives over in Denmark, and we've been working together on a lot of stuff there for many years. She's come up with, I had the cameras, and then she figured out how to do the recordings and stuff so the teams can get them. So she kind of does that. She works. She's the ghost cam service. And
yes.
Then we also started doing the QR codes. I don't know if you've seen those yet.
Yep.
But we have the QR codes throughout the house, so we can update those when people scan them. There's up-to-date information, new pictures, new interviews, interviews with the priest, interviews with Clara, cool things that you wouldn't normally get when you go to a location when you're in the middle of an investigation. So you actually get up-to-date information, as we go, because things change. So we like to keep people informed.
Yeah.
She's wonderful. She's a good friend of mine, and she's designed half my wardrobe.
Has she?
Yeah.
I think I have 20.
She loves the design.
Style shirts. She's very good.
Oh yeah, that's why I've kept her around. She's a Cancer too. Her birthday's on my birthday. Same day.
That's so cool. You guys share a birthday. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we didn't know that at first, but it's kind of funny.
She's very bright and super talented and a good friend. Yeah.
So how did you hook up with Nick Groth on the Death Walker? I mean, he came in, it was lockup at the time. The lockdown?
Lockdown, yeah.
Lockdown when he first went there. And then I guess you became friends after that, or?
Yeah, so the friendship kind of just blossomed from there. It's weird because I was kind of at the beginning. You like when you meet a celebrity, somebody that you're used to. It's kind of taboo. You don't want to overstep your bounds or get into their space, or I don't know. I just acted normal. Just a normal person. Tried to not bug him. And eventually he came to me. He came to me because he wanted to film there again. And, it was a slow process, but at one point it got to a point where, it was just kind of a trusted friendship.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always been that way. It's always been a good friendship where there's trust involved, and to the point where he felt he could trust me with helping him out with some business stuff on his end, as far as his website and his store, and came up with when Paranormal Lockdown got canned. We knew it wasn't because of the ratings, because it was one of the top rated shows out there. So other people or other things got involved with getting that canceled when the networks merged. So our whole thought process was, let's make a new show, and fund it ourselves, so we don't have to answer to anybody. We can do it the way we want to do it, and then we can get a sales agent and sell it ourselves, and we can undercut any big show out there, because the cost for us to do it is going to be so much less. And I'll tell you what, I never thought I would be involved with making a show like that. I took on the job, many different jobs, besides for executive in charge of the production. So I basically had to run all the financial, everything like that. I got involved with casting. I got involved with locations. I got involved with film. I actually held cameras behind the scenes. I got on camera a few times when he needed me to. Again, not overstepping my bounds. If he needed me to and he wanted me to, I would jump on an interview or whatever. It wasn't about that for me. It was about the experience and learning how to film and make a show. And then the whole editing process, having editors and having putting it all together. It was amazing, and then selling it, and then being able, like when we got our first sale, United Kingdom bought it, and it was like, the check was more than I ever experienced in my life, as far as like getting a check for selling a television show, it was like, whoa, like this is crazy. And then he's telling me that's what Ghost Adventures, what we got paid is what Ghost Adventures gets per episode. I'm like, holy crap. And this was for the whole season we put together. So obviously we didn't make a ton of money, but we made enough to survive, because we had to subtract all the cost off of what we got paid, and then gave ourselves a little bit of money and paid people for whatever we had to pay them for, and all the travel, and just it worked out, and it still has. And it's been a great experience. And then we've sold it to France. We've sold it to Australia, Canada. In the United States, it's been tough in the United States because of powers that be, but we've got it sold, here all 5 seasons. So
yeah, Tubi.
Well,
That's just great. Well,
it's gonna be on more than Tubi, but that's where it landed first. So it's more will be coming. More other streaming networks will be coming. It'll be on Peacock. It'll be on Amazon Prime. It'll be on all different ones. But the biggest thing for us is we wanted it to be free. We didn't want people to have to pay for it. It is available to watch to pay if people want to pay, but we want it to be free. So that was the big holdback with the United States, because we didn't want to have to be pay-per-view. Come on.
Yeah,
So.
I mean, we appreciate that. The public appreciates that. No, for sure.
And season 4 and 5 are going to be on Tubi. They're coming out.
They just got loaded on there yesterday, and it's out, so you can go watch it now. There's still 2 episodes that need to be downloaded from season 5, but I think that we're working on getting those up. So, but there's there's 18 new episodes up right now.
Oh, forget it. Not sleeping tonight. Forget it.
I finally
I really enjoy that show very much.
Yeah, I finally got to meet Nick and Tessa. And last time I seen you, was at Niagara Falls. We went up there for
that's right.
Niagara Falls for the premiere. That's the last time I actually got to see you. I think.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I might be at Gettysburg.
I know.
But that was a while
this
ago.
weekend.
You going to this weekend?
Are you going to Gettysburg this weekend?
Yeah, we'll both be there. Definitely.
Sweet.
Definitely. Maybe we'll get a table next to each other again.
Yeah.
Last time we had a table next to each other. Watch as we left. Watch this. Can you watch this? Can you watch this?
Oh, that's the best.
Exactly.
You get neighbors. It's like having neighbors at Gettysburg, right?
Yeah.
You know how many locations I've found by being a neighbor, right, at Gettysburg? Like a table next to me, like, oh, you're in Virginia?
There's been a lot of
Like?
good connections made at Gettysburg.
Yes.
I get some of my best guests there. I network big time to get guests and everything for the show. And I feel last time I went to Gettysburg, July, I think we were booked all week like November. Just with guests from Gettysburg.
Yeah, he says, "Hey, you're going to be on the show."
It looks like you're going to have a a nice slew
Dan,
of new people this year too to pick from.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what's nice is that every year, even though you have familiar faces, you have it's a little bit different every year. Has just a different take every year a little
Exactly.
bit. So I love it. I'm curious about something that I really want to ask you about. Like, talk to me about Lilydale.
Uh-huh.
What's your connection
Oh.
there? Like, is it a place that you love? Is it a place I always see you, mentioning Lilydale?
So when I was first getting involved with the paranormal, it was in my family home. And I mean, short story, we have a show out called My Paranormal Nightmare, and it's based on the story of my house. It's on Travel Channel. Growing up in a haunted location, my sister was involved with it as well. But basically, we just grew up in a haunted house, and I ended up going back and buying this house from my parents. And then my wife and my kids started experiencing some of the things that I experienced when I was a kid. It wasn't anything malicious, but now that I had the deed, I was able to like dive in and try to figure out what was going on. And a friend of mine had recommended me to go to Lilydale to speak to a psychic, and I didn't really know if I believed in psychics at that point or any of that energy type stuff, but I appeased her and went to Lilydale and met up with the psychic Ellen Bourne. And before I even paid her, she's like, "You have two children spirits living in your house, and they're attached to something that they love." And then she told me some stuff about my grandfather. My grandfather started up the North Tonawanda National Little League Baseball Club, taught me how to umpire, play baseball. And when he passed away, I took one of his umping shirts and his hats, and I had his hat down by my chair in my living room and his umping shirt up in my closet. And she freaking pinpointed the two locations in my house where I had his stuff. She says, he knows you have his stuff.
What?
And she said, down by your chair. And I'm like, I was like, you got to be kidding me right now. So it made me a believer in psychics. And I've always used psychics and when I do investigations and stuff like that. But I also started doing psychic fairs in Western New York. And we did psychic fairs at the Statler Hotel and at the Tonawanda Castle. And in turn, I got to meet a lot of psychics. So you just, you go through your life and you just try to be kind and nice to people. And you never know, like, where that connection may end up someday, what may come about, right? So I have a friend who's a psychic who used to come to all my psychic fairs. Her name's Brenda. And she just happened to become a board member of the Lilydale Assembly this past year. And right away, she messaged me and said, "Do you want to come and do a lecture series at Lilydale?" I love Lilydale. I think it's amazing. It's such good positive energy. It's a psychic community. And you just, there's a pet cemetery there. There's they do services there. You can camp there. There's an old hotel there. And it's just an amazing feeling when you cross the gates and you go into this psychic community. And there's houses there that psychics own, and you can go get readings done or energy work done, whatever you want to get done. It's available inside Lilydale. So I was just, I've always wanted to go there and investigate. I thought it would be cool to investigate there. And they're not big on that unless you're a presenter. So for me, being able to go there now and present and talk to people, and I can do an investigation with them, it's just been like kind of like a dream come true for me. It's so cool, and it's great for what I do, great for the Hinsdale house, and great for, there's a lot of people that are scared of that place that don't want to go to the Hinsdale house that can come and learn more about it, not being at the location. So it's really cool as far as networking goes and meeting new people. And, I have a series of 4 set up for this year. So I have another one on August 1st. I just did one on the 18th, the day that I got back from vacation. And I did one back in June on the 20th. And I have another one in October. And she's already asked me if I would book more for next year. So I'm happy.
Oh,
I'm happy. It's fun.
It's nice. That's very cool. I know Pam
And if you
Barry.
ever have the chance to go to Lilydale, I would.
I'm thrilled. Thank you for that answer, because
What's that?
I just heard you talk about it a little bit, and I could see it in your face that it was like a special place, and I had to ask you about it. So thank you.
I've been wanting to go there for a long time because
Because it
I
stems from.
started doing stuff with the Fox sisters.
Yeah.
I started doing research, and because
Mhm.
Fox sisters are buried in the cemetery close to me, and I did a lot of research, and they actually drawn me to there. The story was, I went to church, and it was a Sunday, and after church, I went to go visit my grandparents' grave. and it's in Cypress Hill Cemetery, and that's part Brooklyn and Queens, and the Queens side is where I lived. So I visited the cemetery, and on the way back, I was driving, and I was drawn to pull over and go up this hill, just drawn to do it. I was like, so I pulled over and I walked up the hill, and at the top of the hill was the Fox Sisters' grave, and I had no idea who the
Wow.
Fox Sisters was at that time. I had no idea. So I went over and I read it because it says on this grade it says modern spiritualism, the beginning of modern spiritualism. So I'm like, oh wow, the psychics and stuff like that, you know. So I put my hand on. I said, if you're psychic, talk to me. Put my hand like on the grave, and like a warm sensation came up my body
Wow.
and made me smile. It gave me a good feeling. I'm like, oh, you're trying to communicate with me. So I went, after that, I went home and and I started looking up who the hell the Fox Sisters were. And then I found out the story. I said, so I went back to the grave. I did EVPs there and stuff. And I got some stuff, but I couldn't tell if it was because there was a lot of contamination. It goes right off Jackie Robinson Parkway. So matter of fact, Jackie Robinson buried in that cemetery.
Yeah.
So as the cars go by, I wasn't sure if I was hearing anything because it sounded like a couple of times, I asked and it's anybody you want to speak to me, and I'll hear like a yes or something like that. But I wasn't sure what it was because of the interference, contamination. So I got really into it. I said, they won't be told. So I started researching them. I'm a member of Ancestry.com. So I did a lot of my genealogy. So I put them up there. I started looking them up, and I actually went up to their place up in Hyattville, and we did a little research. The woman that was in charge actually let me do an investigation inside there. And so I started doing a lot of research. And so I found out that the house, they rebuilt it out in Lilydale, the replication of the house, because the foundation is still at the location of the regular place in Hyattville.
Yep.
I've been wanting to go up there such a long time, and because of that, I'm just curious more about the Fox Sisters and everything, because I did a lot. I mean, it was a lot in a lot in New York and everything. I know they came from up there, but they did a lot in New York. They did in Philadelphia. They did in Ohio, all the big places. But
Wow.
I was
Wait, let me show this to Adam real quick. Hold on. Adam was asking me about one of my titles.
Yes.
This is the old wingtip title here.
Oh.
I like this one.
Likes Adam's got that eye. Wow.
Adam's got that. He's like, do you see that? So I got Kane on here. Kane's autograph. John Cena, Kelly, Mickey James, Beth Phoenix, and Matt Stryker.
Oh wow!
All autographed on there.
Jeez.
It's cool. I have too many of these. I have too many titles. I don't know. It was something that so as a kid I watched the wrestling, and when I got older and I could afford things, I'm like, I want to get a belt. And now I have 7 or 8 of them. I'm like, I'm a retard for buying all these stupid things.
Where are you gonna put them now?
Exactly. Now I have them in my office, and my wife knew that I had 7 of them. She'd probably kill me.
Oh yeah. No,
I have a lot of stuff in this office, and it's like I have autograph jerseys and stuff that I can't keep at home, but I donate it a lot. I donate a lot of it for cancer charities now. So that's kind of the new thing I do. So we give kids signed jerseys, and it's just something fun to do to lift their spirits. So
of course, absolutely.
Yeah, I used to be.
Yeah, Adam's known for that. He always sees the cool stuff in the background. He's always like, "Hey, what you got there on your shelf?"
Here's something Henry doesn't know, but I was a manager for a wrestler on Manhattan Access Television.
What?
Were you really?
Yeah, I was called the lawyer. I was supposed to be a guy that was in prison for life, but then I studied law and I found technicalities and I got released. I was a bad guy, and my wrestler was Johnny Dangerous. His name was, and he Matter of
Fitting.
fact, we were doing a Manhattan Access television. I was the manager. I used to pull people. I used to walk with a cane and beat people with my cane and stuff during interviews and everything. It was great. Until they threw me in the ring, they hit me with a ladder a couple times. I used to run around. I was much younger and skinnier, but so we actually tried with WCW. Was it WCW? Not WCW. The other one, it was more where they used to hit each other with cheese
Oh,
grinding.
ECW.
ECW. And they had
Extreme Wrestling.
Yeah, Extreme Wrestling. We tried for that. And then we tried also, I think it was the Nasty Boys. Remember them?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Knobs and tags.
They were trying to come up with a story that he was like another brother from another mother, and they were trying to get and then my guy got into a couple of drugs that didn't help his career, but I still got the contract. I have a whole contract right now with them, but I was a manager of a wrestler. Yeah,
That's cool.
What's so funny about that, Mary Beth?
I did not know that, and I thought I knew most everything about you.
I used to come out with, of course, a leather jacket, but I had a vest that was like tie-dyed, and I was all in black. I used to come out.
So you did the tie-dye before Mick Foley then?
Huh? Yeah.
Yeah, remember he came out as Dude Love?
You were the OG.
Yeah,
you were the OG.
I had a tie-dye. That's right. Yeah, McFarley. Mankind.
Yep.
But it was it was fun. It was fun. We on Access TV every like Monday night or something like that. But I didn't get it in Queens. I had to go to the city to sit in a bar. They used to put it on the bars for us to watch it. So yeah, but that was cool. Was fun. That was fun. A long time ago. So you put something up here, EV Creature.
Yeah,
you want to talk about that?
Yeah, it's cool. It's a cool story that has to do with the outside of the house, and you guys are talking about.
Okay.
So pop that picture up. So this is so are you guys familiar with Jeff Fent? You've met him before?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, Jeff. So Jeff comes to the Hinsdale house a couple times a year. And he one time he was coming up, he's like wanted to do some experiments with different light spectrums in the forest, and he wanted to sleep in the forest, and I told him that he was crazy.
Yeah.
So he's up there and he's shooting cameras and videos and using different light spectrums, and he captured this creature in the tree there. I don't know if you can see it peeking out of the side.
Yeah.
I can see it.
So we didn't know what this was. I thought maybe it was a sick bear. It kind of looks like a monkey face to me. And I'm taking this around. I'm showing like Zaphis. I'm showing Nick. I'm showing all these different people. Can you tell me, have you ever seen anything like this before? Because like you said, you've heard screaming. You've heard something coming from the forest when you were there, and a lot of people experience that type of thing when they're up in the forest or hearing stuff coming from the forest. And then the only explanation I ever got with this picture was a shaman from Coyote Chris Sutton out of St. Louis. And he says, oh, that's a puckwudgie. It's a puckwudgie. I'm like, what? A puck? I didn't know what a puckwudgie was. But it would make sense. It would make sense to me, knowing that there's, we found native relics on the property and that there was potential native burial shafts there. So, I mean,
right, like a protective spirit. Like,
because I heard people talking about puckwudgies being up there.
Yeah,
I was just about to say, it's not the first time I've heard someone mention a puckwudgie there, which makes perfect sense to me.
Like
that just
peeking out, and like underneath it, you could see like a hand or.
Yep, you can.
You're right, like
under the tree, like it's pulling itself out. Yes.
Yeah. So if you actually blow it up, you can see the hands in the back, and then the hands in the front, and maybe like a slight of a tail. So it definitely doesn't look like any native animal that would be in the Enchanted Mountains in Hinsdale, New York. So.
You can even see it on the other side. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm over, but it looks like something. It was like it's holding on the other side too.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
Like
Jeff's discovered some cool stuff for me. This being one of them, but just how we met was even fun in Indiana at the reformatory in Indiana, and we each had a geo box, and that was, and we were running experiments back and forth, and we just clicked from that point on. But when we were renovating the bathroom, he he likes to take the Hinsdale wood, and I'm like, take what you need, use it in some boxes, do whatever you need to do, and auction it off, do whatever you need to do to with it, and he's made me a cool box with it, and he's making one right now with I think the 8 different haunted locations, and Hinsdale's included in it, and we're going to auction that box off for charity, but it's going to be cool. But when we were renovating the bathroom, one of the boards that we replaced, I was just taking this and throwing it in the pit fire. I didn't think having haunted wood would be a business, but it is. Now I save every little piece that I have of or to donate or to sell or whatever to make some funds. But I was tossing it in the fire, and he says, "Do you mind if I take that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, go for it." And he took this big chunk of wood, and about a week or so later, he had cut into it, and there was a bullet shard in the wood. It would have just been gone. Like that would have just been burned in the fire, and it was a lead bullet. And I'm like, he sent me the picture. I'm like, holy crap. And he brought it back to me, and we have it there for display, now. But the immediate questions in my head, I'm like, oh my God, like the brothers killing people, the basement, like all this, like going through my head. But then when we had it dated, it was pre-Revolutionary War. So, I mean, it had to have been shot into a tree. The tree had to have been cut down and harvested, then used to build the Hinsdale house because it's original wood to the house. So, I mean, it's really cool. Just a really cool story. I mean, Jeff's found some really cool stuff, on a whim. So, thank God he does what he does.
Exactly. He's so gifted as a builder, and he's such a wonderful human being as well, which is more important. But he's a gifted person. A bullet,
1853.
What? Again, what we talked about coincidence. What are the chances that one piece of wood Jeff would have? But I'm not surprised that Jeff found that.
1853 is pre-Civil War.
That's so old. Wow.
Because
a lead bullet. What are the?
That is. And like you said, maybe they used it from a tree or something, and it was in the tree for the wood.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm thinking.
Dan, how tall do you think that creature was?
That was probably about 8-9 feet up in the tree.
So because you can't tell from the picture. I was just curious, was it short,
even older
a little
than
thing,
Anthony?
or?
Mary Beth, she's a jokester, huh?
Oh yeah, she's funny.
Even older than Anthony.
Funny. No, so
thank you, Mary Beth.
9 feet up. Wow. Okay, I did not see that coming. 9 feet up. Wow.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, that's interesting, the Puckwudgie. So I see you just put something else up there. Matter of fact,
I can keep going if you want to. You want pictures?
I don't know if we have enough time. We got.
Yeah, no, we love it. Let's do it.
Oh yeah, we'll do as much as we can.
We'll do that one more, and then that's it. Then we can talk about it.
No, it's fine. We got
time. This was so there's stories about a dog that lived in the house, and then it got up out of its chair and ran out into the street and got hit by a car. And the family that I interviewed said that they never the dog was such a good dog, loyal dog, it would never get up and run out the door. And they had so many different things happening to them in the house that they actually got and left the house and left all their stuff in the house because they didn't want what was there to know that it was that they were leaving. And this is a picture that we captured into the kitchen from the living room of it looks like a dog to me, like a
tongue. You can see
a transparent dog.
We've captured, I don't know if you guys have ever captured it, but there's been so many different investigators that have come to the house, and we've captured dog barks, cat meows. There's this team called the Warriors of the Paranormal that I have some of their video clips up on my YouTube, where they were sleeping on the couch, and it looks like an arm goes underneath their blanket and levitates up and comes down. And then a few minutes more into the video, it looks like animals popping up out of their stomach area underneath the blanket. It looks kind of like a hedgehog or something. I don't even know what it looks like, but there's a lot of different animal spirits that we've captured at the house as well, which is kind of neat to think about.
Of a group that I know that actually I seen, they had they were in that room looking out into the kitchen, and you could see like a tail of a cat on a video walking. I forgot what team that was. I'm surprised they didn't send that.
You know who else captured an amazing EVP? Richard Estep, when he was there. He sent me a EVP that he captured of just such a clear cat meowing. And he's like, "Have you ever had this?" I said, "Actually, we have." But his was the clearest that I've ever captured, or that we've ever captured. But it was really neat, just that other people are experiencing different spirit animals at the house as well.
Yeah. Well, here's another one of my stories outside when I was there. Everybody was in the back by the tent, and I went to the front to get something out of my car. So I went to the front, I popped the car, the trunk, the hatch popped up. I'm there. As I'm there, I see something on the far end of the house run into like the woods. So I'm thinking maybe some sort of animal, deer or something. I don't know. I see it go into the woods. So I'm doing I'm getting some equipment out of my car. All of a sudden I hear like something rustling in the bushes. It's like this is all in the front of the house. So it sounded like it was coming from the front of the bushes, coming around. So all of a sudden I hear it coming, whatever it was coming out. I was like, oh wow, it's an animal. And all of a sudden I hear "Arr!" like that. So I had a knife. I clicked my knife open. I'm like, Gerard, my brother and my son, Gerard, Jesse, get over here. Get over here. I thought it was something going to attack me. I really thought it was something there. And they come running over. As they come running over, the spotlight pops on because where I was too far away for the spotlight. And so I'm standing there backing away with a knife thinking something's going to attack me. And there was nothing there. And they said, what was it? I said, I don't know. And not only that, I heard like a collar. I thought it might have been a dog or something, a wild dog.
Oh.
I thought I heard like a collar from an animal in front of the place too. Mm-hmm. And it started growling at me. Like I said, I had a knife on me, so I went pop. From Queens. Hey, we carry knives. I'm Sicilian.
Right.
Sicilian. If you're born with a knife.
You never know when a coyote's going to come into your living room.
True. Yeah, up there. They told me there's coyotes and there's all kinds of stuff, which I don't really care about. But, I think I'm a little nervous about an animal coming at me than a ghost. I'm more afraid of the living than the dead.
For sure.
But that was interesting. And now you're saying there's a dog spirit. I never heard of dog. I seen the cat spirit. I heard about cats, but I never heard of dog yet. And how many times I've been there? This is interesting.
What was cool? It's back on Lilydale, they have a pet cemetery, and I thought it would be cool to take Geo, my Geo, when I was doing the investigation into the pet cemetery, and see if we could get some animal responses. And both times that I've taken the groups into the pet cemetery, and I just like whistled, I'm like, come on, speak, and I'm putting my hand out, and I'm pretending like I have a treat, and then all of a sudden we get barking coming through on the spirit box. I'm like, holy cow, so cool.
That's
so
awesome.
Cool.
That's so good. Our co-host on this podcast, who isn't here tonight, she's a veterinarian, and she helps us so much. At Hinsdale, I've had so many EVPs I've had to throw out. Like I'm like, Kim, what does it sound like? It sounds like someone's crying. She's like, that's a fox. I'm like, okay, throw it out. So many coyotes, foxes, whatever. But it helps to have a veterinarian friend.
Those foxes, it sounds like a woman screaming when they're doing a mating call. It's crazy.
Or like a baby crying, like a high
like a hurl, blood curdling cry. Yeah.
Right. When they're really, really hungry or something. Like, yeah, exactly. Like that kind of cry. I thought it was a baby for sure. And she was like, that's a fox. Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah. But hey, it's good. Debunked.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's all about.
It's helpful. Yeah, no, but she would be really interested. I'm going to let her know what you said about the pet cemetery.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
When you get, because I remember, I think you just got, when I first went there, I think you just got the Geo box because you came in and you wanted to try that night. And we were there and we were like, something new. Let's try it out. And I think the batteries died on it, something like that, wasn't charged or something. And we were like upset, like, I wanted to try that out. Because I think you just got it, wasn't charged enough or whatever. I think when you first got it.
Learning. It was still, I was still learning how to do it. Yeah, because I got it shortly after, because Nick had one on Paranormal Lockdown, and I thought it was cool, and he got me in contact with George Brown, who makes them. And I ordered one, and it was like $450. I was like,
Right.
damn, and nowadays he gets like 8,000 for him. It's like
I was
crazy.
gonna say, like, well, my gosh, wouldn't that be nice?
It would be.
$450.
If everybody could have one. He actually almost got divorced because he was getting so many orders for him.
Really?
I believe it.
Yeah,
I
he
believe it.
couldn't keep up with the orders. That's why he just does a couple of them a year now and just puts them on eBay.
Because I mean, you don't even want to use it. It's too pretty. It looks like a piece of furniture.
I like it.
Yeah,
Oh, I
they're
bet.
really good.
Is that
Remember-
the piece of equipment that you feel most connected to?
I do. The one that looks like a boombox.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Like that's been with me since the beginning. Like, and
So good.
I feel like I can connect with it. I can understand the energies when they come through, and I don't know. I feel very comfortable with that one.
That's the best. One of the things that you said a long time ago, and I was listening to, you were talking about growing up in a haunted location.
Mm-hmm.
Something about crayons, like drawings that
Yeah.
appeared.
Yeah.
Okay,
So like,
I have to ask you about that, only because I've never told anyone this. Probably my first experience in the paranormal was similar to that, a drawing that appeared overnight in a locked room.
yeah, that's
And
cool.
I thought,
mean, like,
people are gonna think I'm crazy, but now
just
then
like
you said it, I'm like, oh, good.
one of the things that stood out to me when I was growing up in the house as a child, we had gone to church, and I remember it vividly. Obviously, we're all at church. The doors are locked. We went out for breakfast like we usually did on Sunday. And then we would come home. And when we came home, the doors were locked. My dad opened the door. And when we came in the door, there was crayon drawings on our ceiling, and there was crayons sitting in the middle of our living room floor. So
he
like,
knew you
hello.
didn't
And
do
my
it.
dad said, no, nobody was
Right.
there.
Like, I mean, sometimes you get blamed for things, like, but he knew that you couldn't have
I got
done
blamed for a lot growing up there because I was
Sure.
I was the oldest brother, and I had 3 younger sisters, and I got blamed for a lot
Yep.
of stuff that I didn't do. I was a prankster. I'm a goofy. I used to
Yeah,
tease my sisters,
right.
but when I didn't do it, I got mad and I got blamed for it.
Right.
So
But you didn't draw on the ceiling, in other words. Like, I mean, like, you
no,
can't reach the
no,
ceiling.
nobody was
So
there, and we came home and
yeah.
it just appeared there. And no, they
It's just like,
obviously wouldn't say that was ghosts to us when we were kids. That they didn't want to scare us. So
Yeah.
no, but they must have been terrified.
my parents? Yeah, well,
Were they?
now later in life, my mom tells me all this freaky stuff that happened to her. My other sisters came out of the woodwork with stories that happened to them. Like,
Yeah, thanks for letting me know.
Yeah. Thanks so much.
You were.
Um,
I seen you because I was in it also the paranormal night shift,
yeah,
and I seen that in the bowling alley. The
yeah.
episode we did was in the bowling alley. We don't have much time, but do you want to tell the story, or maybe everybody start watching Night Shift again?
Yes, it's so working at this bowling alley, I was one of the assistant managers there, and I always had weird things happen to me. A lot of the times you're there alone getting ready for a league to come, especially during the day. It's like usually senior leagues or something like that. And I had it was like a team of 10 teams coming in senior league in the morning, and my job was to oil the lanes, and I was also getting their coffee cart ready at the same time. So when you put anybody that bowls know that you put the machine down and press the button, it goes down the lane, knocks down the pins, and lays the oil down on the pins on the lane. Then you come back, pick it up, put it on the next lane, press the button again. And so you keep going. And then while it's doing that, I'm running in the kitchen, getting the coffee cart ready, putting the coffee cups on the cart. And so I'm in there getting the coffee cart ready, and I don't hear the machine going. And I went and I looked, and it's unplugged. The machine's unplugged. I'm like, what the heck? What the heck just happened here? Who is somebody else here? Like, I know I'm the only person here. I unlocked the door. There's no, so I plugged it back in and I started it back up again, and it got unplugged again. Like, literally, like something there was screwing with me, okay. Then we've seen a shadow figure there. They're researching it. One of the old managers had died in the office. I mean, I don't know that it was a manager. Then there was an older gentleman that had passed away during a league, had a heart attack on the lane and died. The old owner had died, passed away. So I mean, there's a lot of different what ifs it could have been there. Like it was pretty crazy experience working at the bowling alley. And then I come back to, as I started getting into the paranormal, like I need to film here. I want to film my YouTube show here. And then I filmed that. And then when they were asking for things that have happened while you were working, I'm like, I got a story.
Yeah.
Hello, come talk about the bowling alley, So, and they were cool with talking about it. I'm like, can we put this on TV? And they're like, yeah. So they were cool with it. So
You gotta love that.
Yeah, so
I love
everybody,
that.
Yeah.
Paranormal Night Shift.
Yeah, check it out. Watch
Yeah.
Anthony and Daniel both.
Yeah, I think you were like in the first one or something like that. So I was in the last one.
I think I was the first or second one. I don't know.
Yeah, but I remember when I started watching, I'm like, I know him. And it's funny because half the people on the show, it's like the people I met at Paracons or something like, that I knew and stuff. I didn't know they were on it. It was like funny because they flew me up to Buffalo to be on the show. And they actually had to get on a plane. One day I went there on a Thursday. They filmed me when I got in the morning, in the afternoon. And then they kicked me out the next day and they flew me back. But I got to eat and they gave me money for food and then they flew me back.
I was cheap for them because I was right there. Yeah, they didn't have to pay for my hotel or flight.
That's right.
I called you and we were supposed to meet and we just couldn't work it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, that's right. You're right there. I went to high school in Rochester. I think I told you that. In Fairport High School. Yeah. Can I just ask a really quick question, Anthony? Do I have time or no?
Go ahead.
Okay. So I'm doing a lot of research and giving a lecture in August on this subject, but so I'm really curious to hear what you say about the Hinsdale house. Do you feel like the investigators bringing more positive energy has really caused that shift, or has something else caused that shift from the darker to the lighter?
I think a lot of it has to do with
the living people have done it.
Yeah. I think all the positive energy that we've put into the location, like for me, even opening up the windows and putting new paint on it, and just bringing the different lay people there to give positive blessings to the house. And I think the giving tree is another big thing too. Like it's
right.
It was another aspect of bringing positiveness to the land and letting the energies know that we're there in peace and we are just trying to figure things out and we want to pay homage to them. And it's
right. And the
I think it has a lot to do with it.
Like the people that you're bringing in to investigate also.
Yeah. I think that most of the people that come in come with positive intentions for sure.
Right. I know we made pasta. We had a big pasta dinner, and we had more activity then than ever. Like just having a family dinner and just not thinking about spirits, just having a family dinner.
Yeah, because you're ignoring them. So then they want to. It's like a child. They want to get your attention when you're not paying attention to them.
Who wouldn't want to be part of a big pasta family dinner? That's how I look at it. Like do something you would want to be part of, right? Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm just curious, like what your personal experience has been with it, because I do think that the energy we bring to it makes all the difference.
I agree.
No, I do that also. You go in with a positive attitude, you get more activity. If you go in with a negative attitude, you'll get less activity. You'll get something, but you're not as much as if you go in with a positive attitude.
I think positive attitude and knowledge too. The more knowledge you have on the location helps as well. If you're going into a location and you know that there's if you're calling out a demonic spirit or something like that, and it's like Uncle Joe, how pissed off would you? I mean, just the more knowledge you have of the people that may have lived there, the people that are no longer with us, helps when you're investigating. I think so. Just never know what's going to trigger
and correcting
something.
it if you're wrong. Like you made a point before about, hey, you made a mistake, you correct it.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid.
Nothing wrong with that.
But next year we're definitely going to have a little trip up there.
We definitely
are.
are.
Definitely have to come up again.
It's time.
I think it's been about 3 years since 2023 is the last time I was up there.
I think it's been 2 for me, but it's time. Yep.
Yeah. I used to come up with a little more often, but now it's a little harder these days. But yeah, I got to get up there because that house always calls for me. It calls to a lot of people. Everybody says the same thing.
Does.
It calls to us. calls to us.
Well, that's a credit to you, and
we
thank
got
you for
about 5
everything that
minutes.
you've done with it.
I'm going to
'Cause
ask
we
you a
all
question.
benefit.
We got about 5 minutes left, but I know Nick referred the Hensdale to the one in UK.
The Black Monk House.
Is there
Yes.
you think a connection to that?
Yeah, he felt there was a connection with the location and some type of portal. I know somebody had asked about a portal in the chat earlier, and
Yes.
connecting haunted locations with these portals. And I think that the connection, they were able to capture an energy at the Black Monk House. They felt it was the same energy at the Hinsdale House. So they were trying to figure out like how they were traveling from one location to the other through, and they believe it's a portal. And that was one of the things that was brought up to me when I first bought the location, is about different portals. And I feel like there's been different ones that have opened. I feel like there's ones that have been closed. And a lot of that comes with the energies and what people bring to the location as well, just like anything else. People try to use these, and I feel like there's an influx of the same energies at the Hinsdale House, and then there's some new ones sometimes as well that we've never captured before. And where are they coming from? Is it just a mecca? Are they able to travel interdimensional between different locations? And there's a lot that we don't know, and it's interesting to think about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I think that's the best part of this field, is that there's a lot we don't know. I think the mystery is the beauty, like the wonder of it.
The only way we're going to find out of the answers is when we're on the other side. And I don't think any of us won't get there too fast.
No rush.
No rush. We'll
No
figure
rush.
it out when we figure it out.
Exactly. In the meantime, it's just the ride. That's the fun of it. The more we learn, the more we don't know. It's the best.
Yeah,
Exactly.
We're running out of time now. We do have a guest.
Tell us what you're going to be at Gettysburg. What else do you want people to know about what's coming up?
Gettysburg this weekend, and then August 1st, I'll be in Lilydale, New York. Again, I'm going to be at the other convention that I've committed to is New Jersey Para-Unity Expo in November.
Okay.
So there's a lot of cool things coming up. I'm putting together a tour of libraries to speak at in October, and I have downtown Buffalo's library booked, and I have another one out in Albany, New York booked as of right now. So we're just starting to put that together. Last year I did like 18 different libraries, and it was a lot of fun, and I got to connect with a lot of cool people and meet new people, and I thought it was a really fun time. So we're doing that again this year. Probably going to venture out to Pennsylvania, maybe New Jersey this year as well. Target libraries.
That's good. And maybe you get somewhere I could come and visit too.
Yeah, I agree. Libraries are cool. I love doing libraries.
I love getting in some old haunted libraries too. Like there's this one out by Syracuse, New York, and it's an old Carnegie library. It's like an old Carnegie building. Like it's like all these different levels and stuff, and really cool. You can just feel the energy of some of these buildings, and I love that they've been repurposed and reused, or still in use.
I'll find out. There's supposed to be one in Ellensville. And Ellensville is close to another place that we always go to.
Oh, near the Chandler, yeah.
Near the Shanley. So I'll find out some information about that, if maybe get in there. But so we do have to end the show.
Yeah. But
I hate this.
I know.
When I end the show, don't go away too fast, okay, Dan? Don't.
All right.
We'll talk.
But we will. I feel like it's like, see you tomorrow. See you in 2 days. See you in 3 days.
Yeah, right.
It's only a couple days away.
So,
that's kind of nice.
I want to thank everybody in the audience for showing tonight. I
thanks,
want to thank Dan. That was awesome. Awesome show. We're going to have you back sometime. The show was a very good show. We had a great evidence and great talk. We had a fantastic talk. I really enjoyed it. So I just want to tell everybody that if you're going to go on an investigation, go anywhere, Hinsdale House, anywhere, got to be safe, because you want to look for ghosts. You don't want to be a ghost. Ciao, familiar. Good night. Forget it.
Bye, everybody. See you next week.
Hey, how you doing?